Right, what we're on with today, I'm going to put a loft hatch in here, and I've not done loft hatch, I'm going to say 20 years since I've done loft hatch. It's a Latin plaster ceiling, it is going to be messy. The problem with it is, it's a big one because this floor height's 3 metres, yeah, so what we're trying to do is get it tight back to there so that when the ladders come down, they're there, but he wants to keep his coving, so he has to move it across a little bit, but when the ladders come down, we've had to get the laser down, so that when the ladders come down, we make sure we're not hitting the handrail, yeah? So that's roughly where it's going to go, depending where I can cut it out. You can sort of see the shape in the ceiling there as well. And what I've done with these walls as well, we rough cut them out, didn't we? These frames, they're big. Let's have a look at them. So these frames, they're actually double width because we've got double skinner walls. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make the frame for this one, yeah? And there's one downstairs, I'll show you that in a second. But what I'm basically going to do, I'm just going to create the back rebate with some 18mm MDF to give it its strength. And then just plant some 12mm on the front of it, yeah? And then obviously architrave will go on there. We're struggling to get the architrave at the moment, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So it will look like that when it's finished. But because of the width of it, and I don't want any twisting, it's going to be a problem. On this bare brick here, what I did yesterday, get some mortar on it, and I'm going to bond it out so it's nice and flat today. So you can put these timbers on with the laser so they're dead level, yeah, and dead straight. So I'll bond that out now, and then when I come to fit my frame, I've got a nice dead flat substrate to put it to. There's loft hatch. It's a big one, yeah, it's a 3 metre span one. Let's have a look downstairs and see what we've got down here. So we've took this brickwork out where the wall was, like we talked right at the beginning. We're going to have a downstairs toilet there. Not quite sure how we're going to support this brickwork as of yet. I have to maybe design some kind of pillar to go in there. But again, I'm going to bond that out nice and flat so that I can get my door frame in. And this old kitchen door frame here, that old kitchen door frame there, it's going to get boarded over, and I think his toilet system's going to sit in the back of there. You can see the joists that I put in the ceiling. I am coming to an end on this job for me for the moment. Anyway, I'd have thought. The building inspector came out yesterday, so I put that ceiling in, didn't I? Yeah. The MVQ man wasn't overly impressed simply because he wanted me to do an MF ceiling, but I said to him, well, that's not a joiner's job, is it? Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. That's a ceiling fixer. That's the ceiling I built, yeah. So anyways, let it pass. This is bedroom number 1, was the bathroom. That's bedroom number 2, over there. Whoops. And this is the bathroom. I might possibly take them acros out today, because I just tripped over that. Might take them out today, might not, might leave them until Monday. You see the steels up there, yeah? Sat on the pre-cast pad stones, and then a steel across there as well, yeah, to create that other doorway. So you can see what I've done with the wall there, look there. When that's plasterboarded, the plasterboard will tuck down there. Nice finish, yeah? Same on that one there, plasterboard will tuck down there. On this one, because the doors are 18 inches, yeah? Standard door's 78 inches, doors are 18 inches. So he's missing a door anyway, so he's going to have to get one of these doors made up. Yeah? Get a joiner to make one up. So I can literally make that frame to suit whatever I want. So what I might do, that's when my bond will finish, take that off. I might work it out so that I can still get a full architrave on there and just have a narrower door. I think I'll still get a 30-inch door in there, to be fair. The existing doors are about 31.5 inches. But yeah, it's all coming together nicely now. But like I said, so I'm going to put a scaffold up here now, and we're going to have a go at getting that out. It's going to be a messy, dirty, horrible job. But it is what it is, and he's doing simply so that the electricians can have access as well, just so they can get up and wire the house, because that's what's going to happen next on the agenda, I think. So this particular loft hatch is 1200 long, 700 wide. The instructions say to make the holes 10mm bigger, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go at that. I've paralleled it off the coving, so that there is my starting point. And I'm just going to check we are square, which we are. So I've measured 1200 along here, 1210 actually, and now I'm just going to square my line across. Right, that's the square, that's what we're going to cut out. So what we need to do now is we're going to drill 4 holes. So we're going up and down at loft, it'll be a right pain. So I'm going to drill 4 holes, and when I move the insulation, I'll be able to see roughly where we're going to be and what's going on with everything. Relatively happy because what's happened there, I've gone straight through. Feel the lats obviously in the lat and plaster ceiling, but not hit no timbers, so it's in a good position. My first problem is we've got these walls that are obviously holding the purlins up here. I'm being a short ass, I can't get over that, not easily anyway, without going through to the side of the ceiling. So I'm going to have to create some little steps just to get up and down to the other side. So nice and simple, just a little frame, another one up there. Screwed it down to the ceiling timbers just to get my step over, and I'll put the other one to the other side as well. So this is the other side as predicted. There's crap everywhere. It's going to be a right nightmare, is this. I can see one all there, look. I can see it. Just there. Yeah, there's one there. There's one over there. Yeah. And somewhere under all this joy is the other one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to clear back some of this crap, get it away from where I'm cutting, because I don't want that in my face, and get rid of all this insulation as well. Right, 1 hole, 2 hole, 3 hole, 4 hole. And what we're going to do is, we're going to end up cutting through that rafter, and cut all that out. Short distance there, then bricks, then rafters are tied into the wall. Should be alright, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to get some timbers and span from rafter and screw up to support them, just simply so that the roof doesn't collapse on me when I cut it all out, because obviously I'll have to put some new trimmers in for my loft hatch. So I've been and cleared it out. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to cut out the bits of lats, just to expose rafters, and then I can work out what timbers I need and go off and get some bits and pieces. If you're doing this at home, you'll have the added benefit of already having some kind of access hole in the loft, won't you? And hopefully it isn't lat and plaster, because it is really the worst job ever. So what I would suggest, if you've got a nice old Victorian house, don't bother. Absolute state of this. Well, like I said, I'll go up now, get the insulation out, have a look, see what's going on, and then we're going to cut it out. So what I would suggest, if you've got a nice old Victorian house, don't bother. Right, better to show you this one. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to fix a timber across the top of these rafters. You can see that difference there, look, all over the place. Just to secure these rafters that I'm going to cut out to them, because I've got a pile of bricks there, a lot of crap, don't want the ceiling to collapse. I'll secure them to them. That'll stop it collapsing. It'll also stop these from bouncing around when I'm cutting them, and I'll put one on this side as well, just behind me here as well. But you can see what I'm up against here, look. Yeah. Right, so that's secured to them now. I've stuck a block on there because obviously that one's too high, isn't it? Yeah, because that's low. Done exactly the same on there. A couple of blocks there as well. So I can cut these out now without them bouncing around too much. The rest of the ceiling will hold because that one's sat on there and that one's sat on there, which is still full. Right, so we've a little bit more room now. So they haven't dropped, gone up, gone down or anything. They're in exactly the same position as they were before, which is great. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to tidy these up because what I want to do is plumb up and I want to cut them back with multi-tool thickness at CLS so that my CLS sits on my line, if that makes sense. What I don't do is bodge it and just put noggins in there. I'm going to put a full trimmer across there, full trimmer across here, and then I'm going to double up that one and double up this one as well. And then it'll be nice and secure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with this side first and then plumb up, get my timber in square on there, yeah? And then I'm going to measure across, plumb up, get my timber square on there, and hopefully get it to sit back. Yeah, just enough. So this ceiling's going to get overboarded with 9mm and it'll just go into there and it'll skim into that cove in there like that, so you won't lose any coving. Well, not much of it anyway. So that's square as it is now, so I'm just going to need to square that down off them there, cut them back, and then cut this to length, and then fix it in. So that trimmer's in now. That'll get fixed through that original one. I'll double that one up then. It'll get fixed into the sides of these, fixed through into that one, and that one will get doubled up as well. And then we just need to measure across, get one in that side, and then get these end trimmers on. And what I've just done now, I've just tidied up any like lumps of plaster, get rid of them, so that my new timber can sit down as low as possible. But you can see I've cut them back there, yeah? Cut them back so my new timber's going to sit there. Just get rid of some of this crap here. And of course, when that trimmer's in there, then this brace can come off now because that was just supporting the rest, but they're now screwed through into them, so they're supported on there. So what I've done there, I've just put two timbers across the ceiling, just so when I put the loft hatch up, it'll sit down, won't fall back through the ceiling. And I don't know if you can see there, but I packed them off, yeah. Pack that bearer off, so what will happen is when that loft hatch sits in, it will sit down and then the new plasterboard will go round it and be flush with the bottom of it. So she's in and she's clean, which was what I was hoping for. So I need to go up into the loft now and get it packed and screwed, assuming it's square. I'm going to have a little check now and have a look, see if it looks square. What's important for me is that it's square to there, yeah, square to the coving. But yeah, it's looking about right, isn't it? So just slide some packers down there, screw through side, and then we can go down and open it and get his ladder on and have a go with that. Like I said, I'm going to put a double trimmer along back of that one and a double trimmer along back of this one. But I'm going to get them to clean it out because I've had enough of this. Do that on Monday once the guys have cleaned it out. It's quite easy to underestimate just how much of a pain in the ass that job actually is when you're on your own and it's a lath and plaster ceiling. Absolutely disgusting, messy job. Won't wish it on nobody. Don't know why people would do it for a living. Right, all we need now is to extend the ladders down. I'll just explain that though. So what I'm going to do, because there's no carpet down obviously, or there's no flooring down, I haven't got an idea of what the flooring is going to be. So there's no point in guessing it, it's cutting it short, yeah? So what I'm going to do, they'll be cut twice basically. I'm going to measure down to the floor, I'm going to cut them today. And then when the carpets fit or whatever, like they can just be recut. We might want 20mm off, something like that. So what we need to do is just make sure that all these legs are extended properly and not kinked like that. Yeah, we've got good. And what I'm going to do, just because I'm on my own, just going to get a clamp on that. So we're all locked out there now. Help if I had a tape measure. Where's that gone? Friday, innit? Friday. I'm on 50mg of Elvance now. It's Friday, innit? I'm on 50mg of Elvance now. Is it working? I don't know. I thought 40 was bad for me. It just made me really, really angry. Not about anything particular, just generally. Don't know what the hell that was all about. Right, so we're good, yeah. We're fully extended, yeah. Yeah. Right, so what we're going to do now is just measure down to the floor. See what we've got here as well. Yeah, we've got 290. 290 and 290. Right. How are we going to create the angle of the floor then? we're going to measure the back, and there should be a difference. But let's write this down then. So we've got, what we got? We've got 290 at the front. Let's run that tape parallel down with there. 260 at the back. So hopefully when I cut them now, we will be happy, won't we? That's the idea anyway. Right, that's the back. It's fallen nice as well. It's not on the leg, on a tread rather. It's not on a tread, so that's good. And 260, and then we'll have 290 at the front, and then we'll just cut that. And then, like I said, we'll just come back and cut it another time when he's got his flooring down here. And of course, what I am happy about is the fact that it reaches the floor and that I'm not hitting the handrail. That's a winner. I've just unbolted that bottom run there because it's the right bugger to cut, and I can't get him by spindles, you know what I mean? So I'll unbolt it, cut it, stick it back on, job's done. Right, so there you go, that's your loft ladder. Absolute dog of a job. I'll put all them away with them feet as well, and when final carpet goes down then they can rectify that as well. Just horrible dirty job.